Today I'm making this video to address a topic I felt I wanted to share with others, with other women I guess, more so than men, but it might apply to men as well, regarding beauty and beautification. Today I was, moved by one of the videos I watched regarding a vision of Jesus and him coming back, and the implications and consequences of that and how that was. And I started thinking about the judgment and how scrutinous the process of judgment is going to be. How it's mentioned that for every empty word you're going to answer, all your actions, everything, your whole life recorded and analyzed before God, who sees everything in your heart. And the standard of this world is very low in terms of moral, especially right now in the Western world, at least with the people I'm surrounded. It's very lax, beyond lax, so lax that the things that are normal, lying and sexual lust and using people, etc., etc. It's so mainstream that most people don't bat an eye. Yeah, that's how this world is. Whatever, that's normal. That's nothing bad. Things that are murder or rape, that get people attention. But God looks at the heart and cares for what's in the heart and what's in the mind, and He's going to judge that too. Oh boy, and that got me thinking about certain things that were on my mind. Say a purchase I wanted to make for a birthday present, and for me, I have an obsessive nature. I like jewelry. I like pretty things. I like beauty. It definitely draws me, and because I didn't know to what extent this company is, how ethically it produces, how ethically it sources, how the work is treated, where does the gold come from, how was it sourced, were people exploited, etc., etc. Because gold can be produced by very horrible means in terms of exploitation of workers, health hazards, and so on and so forth, which isn't, if you're buying from people like that, and you're basically supporting a system of exploitation that doesn't go by God's commandment of love your neighbor as yourself. You wouldn't pay people, in plain terms, that have exploited your neighbor, so to speak. You're benefiting of someone hating another human being and treating them with despite and lack of care. And that makes shopping almost impossible in some sense, because you either need to have basically trusted suppliers, and even then you don't know. It's always just an estimation. But anyways, that's what was going through my mind as I saw this product that I really wanted to buy because it was so pretty. But I didn't know to what extent these people were reliable and good producers, in the sense of God's good. Of course, we don't know to what extent we can approach God's good on this earth, especially when most people are not Christian. Even Christian people don't particularly care sometimes, Christian, and everyone's gonna walk anyway. But to get to the topic, as I'm circling again and giving context, I was really thinking this time, if I purchased this, how is it gonna look in eternity? If I traded X amount of money, we're told to be good stewards of this money, for an item, I don't know where it was made, by who it was made, what conditions, how it was sourced, what am I contributing to? What did I pay for, in essence, with the greater ramifications of that. And God started actually asking another thing. I decided to, before I get a no from God, I wanted to look at this thing, process before I asked Him, in terms of whether it be a yes or a no, or whether I can buy this thing or no, what He thinks, and so on and so forth. And He actually asked me a different thing. He asked me, how will this thing help me serve Him? This jewelry. I was looking, I was getting my obsessive sort of bouts of, ooh, so pretty. And I started thinking about it. Well, a part of me, I like looking pretty. It gives me self-confidence, a peace with how I look. But another thing, it actually makes me think about more in the direction of, how do people view me? Am I pleasing enough? Am I attractive enough in terms of what I'm thinking about my appearance? And then it clocked. Jewelry makes me think about how other people perceive me. not how God perceives me. It makes me focus on pleasing others. And then I started thinking, why am I even, so, like have these obsessive bouts, beauty, whatever. What am I gaining in going after this thing? Apart from, the fact that it might not necessarily help me actually serve God. And I realized one thing, it was beauty. I like the beauty. I like the fact that it looks nice. I like possessing that. I like putting it on me. And then it clicked that, no, just I'm a generally introspective person. I like to reflect. I like to analyze myself and understand. It clicked with the concept of, it was to do with not feeling enough, not feeling beautiful enough. It's not that I was beautifying myself, you're like an accessory of bringing out my natural something. No, it was about, I didn't feel enough in myself I didn't feel beautiful enough. I didn't think of myself as beautiful enough, just not enough in that department of beauty. And I was trying to buy beauty, physical beauty, to make myself feel enough or look enough in the eyes of the world, actually. Because there is a concept of, physical beauty and being looked after and looking after yourself. But, when I clicked that, I realized I wanted to make this video so other people can reflect on how they use makeup, how they use perfume, how they use clothes, how they use jewelry, men and women. What purpose does it serve in your life? What does it give you when you trade that money, that value that you have? Concept of money as trade for value, trade value versus value. You give something, you get something. Why are you trading something of value for this item? What purpose does it serve in your life, and how does it impact your walk with God? Does it get you closer to God, actually, or further away from God? And I started to realize, because like with further conversations, like past conversations with God, I remember I asked him in terms of like, he did tell me that I am beautiful, but I expected, like I once asked, like, okay, what is it then? Is it the eyes? Is it the nose, the lips, whatever? And he started listing spiritual qualities. Like, I don't remember what it was, but it was something along the lines of gentleness, patience, virtues. That's what he sees as beautiful. It's the beauty of the spirit. He says that, oh my goodness, I think it was either Timothy or writings of Paul when he said it's not to God the outer appearance that is beautiful or matters, but it's a gentle and quiet spirit that is of great value to him. I just don't remember which verse that was, but that just popped up in me. And because we should be focusing on eternity and not this life, because this is all going to pass away. That video that I watched in terms of judgment and whatnot, it sort of convicted me of perspective and eternity and focus. Are you focusing on the perspective, like the view from the eternity perspective of you're going to him and he's the Lord of all? Or are you focusing on the perspective, I'm in the world and I'm living in the world? Because I think it's easy to get lost and steered away from the perspective of eternity in everything that you do. Think about every area of your life, as tedious and tiring as that may be, but knowing that the judgment will be rigorous, I really encourage you to do that, because it would suck to get less rewards or even lose your salvation over something that you thought that was minor, but actually in the eyes of God it isn't. Yeah. So I guess that's my message for now. A bit all over the place, but I hope you can take something out of it, guys. Take care.